1984 was well received by music critics. Rolling Stone ranked the album number 81 on its list of the 100 greatest albums of the 1980s. It reached number 2 on the Billboard Top 200 and remained there for 5 weeks behind Michael Jackson's Thriller, on which guitarist Eddie Van Halen made a guest performance. 1984 produced 4 singles, including Jump, Van Halen's only number 1 single on the Billboard Hot 100, and 2 top 20 hits, Panama and I'll Wait, and the MTV favorite Hot for Teacher. The album's first 2 singles, Jump and I'll Wait, featured prominent synthesizers, as well as the album's intro track, 1984, a 1-minute instrumental. Eddie stated he wrote the arrangements for Jump several years before 1984 was recorded. In a 1995 interview, Eddie stated Roth had rejected the synth riff for Jump for at least 2 years before agreeing to write lyrics to it. In Roth's memoir, Crazy from the Heat, he confirmed Eddie's account, admitting his preference for Van Halen's earlier guitar work. However, he says he now enjoys the song. Eddie Van Halen played an Oberheim OBX8 synthesizer on the album. The third single, Panama, featured a heavy guitar riff reminiscent of Van Halen's earlier work. Their fourth single, Hot for Teacher, featured engine noises from Eddie's Lamborghini. Other songs on 1984 included Girl Gone Bad, parts of which had been played during the 1982 tour amidst performances of Somebody Get Me a Doctor, most famously at the U.S. Festival show. The hard rock Drop Dead Legs and Top Jimmy, a tribute to James Paul Koenig of the band Top Jimmy and the Rhythm Pigs. The album concludes with House of Pain, a fiery heavy metal song that dates back to the band's earlier club days of the mid-1970s. 1984's original release credits all songs to Edward and Alex Van Halen, Michael Anthony, and David Lee Roth. The UK single release for I'll Wait credited the Doobie Brothers' Michael McDonald as a co-writer, but he was not credited on the US version. The cover art was created by graphic artist Margot Nahas. It was not specifically commissioned. Nahas had been asked to create a cover that featured 4 chrome women dancing, but declined due to creative difficulties. Later, her husband brought her portfolio to the band anyway, and from that material they chose the painting of a Pudo stealing cigarettes that was used. The model was Carter Helm, who is the child of one of Nahas' best friends, whom she photographed holding a candy cigarette. The front cover was censored in the UK at the time of release, featuring a sticker that obscured the cigarette in the Pudo's hand and the pack of cigarettes. The back cover features all 4 band members individually with 1984 in a green, futuristic font. To promote the album, the band ran a contest on MTV called Lost Weekend with Van Halen. Fans mailed over 1 million postcards to MTV in hopes of winning the contest. In the promo for MTV, David Lee Roth said, "You won't know where you are, you won't know what's going to happen, and when you come back, you're not going to have any memory of it." Reviews for 1984 were generally favorable. Robert Christgau rated the album B+. J.D. Cosdine, a reviewer for the Rolling Stone, rated 1984 4 out of 5 stars. A retrospective review by AllMusic's Stephen Thomas Erlewine was extremely positive. He stated that it's the best showcase of Van Halen's instrumental prowess as a band, the best showcase for Diamond Dave's glorious shtick, the best showcase for their songwriting, and without question, their flat-out best album overall. There's no way Van Halen could have bettered this album with Dave around, and they didn't better it once Sammy Hagar joined either. At the end of the 1980s, Rolling Stone, which had previously been critical of Van Halen, ranked 1984 at number 1 on its list of the 100 greatest albums of the 1980s. The album was also included in the book of 1001 albums you must hear before you die.